In the year 63 BC, under the blazing sun of ancient Rome, a child was born into a modest but noble family. His name was Gaius Octavius Thurinus, a name that would, in time, echo through the chambers of history. Though few at the time knew it, this delicate child, born into a world of power struggles and collapsing ideals, would grow up to become Augustus, the first and perhaps greatest emperor of Rome. Octavius was born into the Octavi family, a respected but not yet powerful clan. His father, also named Gaius Octavius, was a self-made man who had risen through the ranks of Roman politics. He was the first in the family to become a senator and later a governor of Macedonia. Though not of Rome's highest aristocracy, the family was ambitious, and young Octavius was raised with discipline, honor, and a thirst for knowledge. But tragedy struck early. When Octavius was just 4 years old, his father died suddenly while serving abroad. The young boy was left in the care of his mother, Attia, a deeply religious and intelligent woman. Attia was the niece of Julius Caesar, the most powerful man in Rome, a connection that would one day change the course of Octavius's life. Growing up, Octavius was quiet, thoughtful, and observant. He was not known for great physical strength, but his mind was sharp and his sense of purpose deep. He studied rhetoric, law, and military tactics under the best Roman tutors. While other boys played with wooden swords in the streets of Rome, Octavius was already thinking like a ruler. Rome was not a peaceful city in those days. The Republic was falling apart, consumed by corruption, power-hungry senators, and civil wars. One man stood above the chaos: Julius Caesar, general, statesman, and near king. Octavius admired him from afar, dreaming of one day standing beside him. That day came sooner than expected. In 49 BC, Caesar crossed the Rubicon River and started a civil war. Octavius, then a teenager, begged his mother to let him join Caesar, but she refused, fearing for his life. Still, Caesar took notice of the boy's intelligence and potential. By the time Octavius was 15, he was wearing a military cloak and preparing for life in Caesar's inner circle. Then in 44 BC, the earth shook. On March 15, 44 BC, the infamous Ides of March, Julius Caesar was assassinated in the Senate by men who claimed to be saving the Republic. Octavius, only 18 years old, was studying in the city of Apollonia in modern Albania when the news arrived. And with that news came a letter that would change his life forever. Caesar had named Octavius his adopted son and heir in his will. Not Mark Antony, not Brutus, not any seasoned general, but a quiet, clever teenager barely out of boyhood. Rome was in chaos. The assassins had fled. Mark Antony was seizing power. And young Octavius, now Gaius Julius Caesar Octavianus, had a choice: hide in safety or return to Rome and claim his destiny. He chose Rome. Returning to Rome was like stepping into a battlefield without a sword. Octavian had no army, no experience, and powerful enemies. Mark Antony, Caesar's loyal general, mocked him, calling him a child and a puppet. The Senate didn't trust him. The assassins of Caesar still walked free. But Octavian was not to be underestimated. He began winning the support of Caesar's veterans by offering them land and honor. He raised his own army, negotiated with senators, and outwitted Antony at every turn. Slowly, the city began to whisper his name, not as Caesar's boy, but as Rome's future. In 43 BC, he formed the Second Triumvirate with Mark Antony and Lepidus, dividing Rome into 3 parts. The goal was simple: avenge Caesar's death and punish the assassins. They succeeded. Brutus and Cassius were defeated at the Battle of Philippi in 42 BC, but power shared as power threatened. Octavian and Antony had once stood side by side, but ambition tore them apart. Antony allied himself with Cleopatra, the Queen of Egypt, and they ruled the eastern part of the empire as if it were their own kingdom. Octavian, loyal to Rome and its people, painted Antony as a traitor who had abandoned his Roman heritage. Rome listened. In 31 BC, the two men met in battle at Actium, one of the most famous naval battles in history. Octavian's fleet crushed Antony and Cleopatra. The defeated lovers fled to Egypt, where they later died, Antony by sword, Cleopatra by suicide. Octavian returned to Rome not just as a victor, but as the undisputed ruler of the Roman world. In 27 BC, Octavian went before the Senate and offered to return all power to the Republic. The Senate, already loyal to him, refused. Instead, they gave him a new title, Augustus, meaning the revered one. It was a title of peace, power, and divine favor. And so the Roman Empire was born. As Emperor Augustus, he ruled not as a dictator, but as the first citizen. He kept the Senate, the laws, and the appearance of a republic, but he held all real power. Augustus brought peace to a Rome that had known only war for decades. He reformed the government, stabilized the economy, rebuilt cities, expanded the empire, and promoted the arts and literature. It was an age of glory, marked by poets like Virgil and monuments like the Ara Pacis, Altar of Peace. He once said, "I found Rome a city of bricks and left it a city of marble." He ruled wisely for over 40 years, never losing touch with the people, never becoming a tyrant. In 14 AD, at the age of 75, Augustus died in his bed, surrounded by loyal family and advisors. His last words to the people were, "I found Rome in clay, I leave it in marble." To his friends, he joked, "Have I played my part well? Then applaud me as I exit." He was buried in a grand mausoleum, and his name, Augustus, became a title for all future Roman emperors. Augustus didn't just build an empire. He built a vision of Rome that would last for centuries. From a sickly child with no father to the ruler of the greatest empire in history, his life was a testament to strategy, wisdom, and courage. The boy named Gaius Octavius had become a god in the eyes of Rome. If this message sparks something deep inside you, if it woke up a part of you that's been silent for too long, don't let it fade. Hit that subscribe button now and stay connected to the energy that's helping you rise. Click the bell icon to never miss a single moment of truth. Like this video if it resonated, and share it with someone who needs to hear it before it's too late. Together, we're building minds that rise above mediocrity and hearts that never settle for less than greatness.